You might be wondering how we got to this point. Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to day 3 of Cyberse Week. We will be covering how to UV or extra link with code talkers. So let's learn how we can get to this end board. Here is our starting hand. Signet mining and 1 Signet codec is pretty much full combo for us. We also have Called by the Grave in case they have Ash, Maxx C or Droll, and then we can follow it up on their turn with our own Maxx C. If you remember from our Add Ignister video and how important the field spell is for that deck, Signet codec is pretty much the same for this Code Talker deck. So we open with mining, discarding one of the 2 codecs to add Firewall Defensor. Activate the codec, normal summon Defensor. Link Defensor into Decoder, and then Defensor summons Guardian from our deck. Link them off into Splash Mage, and Guardian summons itself from the grave. Mage summons back Defensor, and now we can link off into Transcode Talker. Whenever we special summon a Code Talker from our extra deck, codec can then target it and then summon a Cyberse monster from our deck that shares the same attribute. So since Transcode Talker is an Earth attribute monster, we can then search our deck for an Earth Cyberse monster to add to our hand. In this case, it is Code Generator. Another thing to keep in mind is many of the Cyberse monsters that we will be searching for can be used as link material from our hand. Transcode Talker summons back Splash Mage, and then we link Splash and Generator from our hand to summon Xcode Talker. Chainlink 1 Generator, Chainlink 2 Codec, and then we chain block with Xcode. Xcode blocks the zone, Codec searches for Parallel Exceed, and Generator sends Dotscape to the grave, which also then can summon itself. Link Transcode and Dot into Inverted. Chainlink 1 Inverted, Chainlink 2 Codec. So why did we do it this way? We do it this way since we want Inverted to special summon the monster that we add with Codec. And stepping back a bit, we summon Xcode Talker first because we wanted to guarantee that we have a Cyberse monster in hand that we searched off of Codec. If we do not have a Cyberse monster in our hand, Inverted will not trigger. So we add Lady Debug to our hand, and then we summon it to a zone Inverted points to. When Debug is summoned, it searches for Microquarter. Link Xcode and Debug for Firewall Dragon. And now we use Parallel Exceed to summon itself to a zone Firewall points to. And then it gets to summon a copy of itself from the deck. We overlay 2 level 4s into Version. And of course on summon we detach 2 to search for Circular. Circular summons itself by sending Sigma to the grave. Version tributes itself to summon Sigma from the grave. Circular now triggers adding Equation to our hand. Link the Mathmex off into Cyber Switch. Since we have 2 monsters co-linked to Firewall, we can recycle Dotscaper and Transcode Talker from the grave. Link Microquarter and Inverted into Protect Mode. Now it's Chainlink 1 Firewall, Chainlink 2 Codec, Chainlink 3 Witch, and then we close it off with Chainlink 4 Microquarter. Micro searches for Conflict, Witch adds Sage and the Ritual to our hand, Codec searches for Ibli, and then Firewall, and then summon the Ibli that we just searched. Link off the 3 middle monsters into Singularity. And now Ibli triggers from the grave to summon itself to our opponent's field. Ritual tributes Dotscaper from our hand to summon Sage. Sage banishes Inverted and Dotscaper from our grave to fusion summon the Save Worm. We link away 3 for the transcode. that we shuffled back earlier. Singularity now summons back Fireball Dragon from the grave. Here I misclicked and Fireball Dragon should be placed right next to Singularity and under Cyberse, which at this point in the duel, I had about 30 seconds left and I was still learning. I was panicking a little bit. Equation now summons Sigma from the grave, and then we link it off into Salamangreat Baylings. Baylink searches for Sanctuary. Activate Sanctuary. Set 3 cards, use Protect Code in the grave to summon itself by banishing X code. So here is our end board. What exactly does this board do? Well, if I didn't make a mistake and Firewall and Protect Code were switched around, Firewall could have bounced 3 cards. Protect Code makes our Link 4 or higher monsters untargetable and protected from battle destruction. Singularity can bounce back 3 cards. Transcode Talker protects itself and the monsters it's co-linked to from targeting. Ibly locks them from special summoning. Also, they can't use it to crash into our monsters during battle since we can use Sanctuary to make our monsters attack to 0, preventing anything from getting destroyed. Aside from that, we also have our counter trap, Signet Conflict, which is an Omni Negate, called by for any grave effects, Maxx C in hand, and we also have a spell trap negate in the grave in the form of the Save Worm. Our opponent here was on some 60 card deck with Thunder Dragons, Pistials, and Tearlaments, but they had no choice but to just surrender at the start of their turn. You might still be doubting how strong Cyberse decks are right now. Just look at my match history. Here is the game loss I had against a Worlds competitor while playing my Karibo deck. Ever since then, I have been playing the different Cyberse decks that I've featured on the channel, and so far I've only lost once. I will have this replay ready for you to see later in the video. But yes, I haven't been a Cyberse believer up until recently. It is similar to how I felt about Runic and how I didn't like it until I tried it. So here is our deck list. I did want to thank my friend Best Toadette for teaching me how to play this deck and then coaching me through all the duels that are featured in this video. As usual, our starters include Circular, Fireball Defensor, Cynet Mining, and Lady Debug. Again, our deck revolves around Cynet Codec. This is searchable whenever we use Microcoder and Fireball Phantom as link materials. Lady Debug can search Microcoder, and then Fireball Defensor can special summon Phantom from our deck when used as link material. As for our extra deck, we once again pretty much need all of the monsters listed. We will need all of them except for access code turn 1. I still have 2 replays to share. The first one is what our combo looks like with Circular as our starter. Then to round out the video, what happens when we go second and our opponent has Maxx C. Thank you for watching. Until next time.